Hello, bad company. I'm Colonel Failure, and this is Motorsport Manager, and you're back with Bulldozer Power GT, who come off a disappointing 13th and 15th finishing place for the last race, and yeah, we're going to skip straight over that. We're keeping Zhang Li pretty happy in that we didn't come dead last, but frankly, we're not that far away from being dead last, so there's nothing really to celebrate there. Let's move on. As you can see, it was Leo Russo ahead of Laszlo Hitbone and D Nice in the last race in Dubai. Engelhardt is doing okay. He's kind of 8th overall, but he's not going to hold on to that position for very long if we don't do something about it fairly quickly. Team-wise, we're hanging on in there in 6th. I mean, joint 6th. I mean, Orléans, AMR are tied with us. We could still challenge, but frankly, the car is not up to it. In this first season, the car is a big pile of junk. And we're going to have to work fairly hard in order to turn that around. Let's see who's sent me some email. What do you got? Potassium tops the time, not interested. Nice wins, tight qualifying, not interested. Car condition update, dropped about the same amount as usual. And here's Arnold Boycott with an interview. I always do my interviews, here we go. You attempted a quick pit stop for Engelhardt during the last race, but it resulted in a mistake. Your very own chairman criticised the move, saying that motorsport isn't a place for gambling. We always go for it. There we are. That's the answer there. And the drivers both take a hit off that. Good, lovely. Here's Becky. Oh, she'll never forgive me. The pit crew review. 4 pit stops in total. Fastest was 13. It's 9 seconds slower than our season record. Really? We've done a 4-second pit stop? Madness. We had 1 pit mistake. That's okay. We'll take a pit mistake. Arnold's back again with the review of the race. Russo, Hitbone, Team Nordhagen boss is lovely and happy. Well, isn't that just super for all of us? Right, okay, let's have a look at the actual crew themselves. Let's remove the fatigued. There we go. Swap them over. Rather than and ah about what we should be putting in, I'll let the single button push take care of business. We've got a roster sufficient to get us through the season. As long as everybody's coming in with, high 80s, low 90s each race, then that's absolutely fine. PL here, whoever that might be, is hopeless at tyres. Great at fixing, though. Yeah, but hopeless at tyres. Well, you know what? So be it. Let the chips fall where they may. Right, good. Car's fixed, and what else we got going on? So Beauchamp is near the end of his career. What a shame. What an absolute pity. A legend, one of the biggest characters. Never heard of him. Right, they finished fixing the cars. Let's go and have a look at it. Let's go to the improvement section. Right then. Now, how are we getting on, team? 77 days after the race, 8 days after the race. This is the stuff you were working on last time. I'm going to need you to up the tempo a bit here, team, because it's pretty important that we actually get some of this done. So in terms of performance, we're working on the original brakes. Where are we? Which is now up to 4 whole points out of 12. Steady on. And we're working on our improved gearbox, which is now at 8 points of 44. Well, goodness me. To be honest, I'm gonna take this one off the to-do list. There we are. That's now done 6 days before the race. That's a bit more like it. And then in terms of fixing reliability, our new engine is now up to 77. That's a bit more like it. The new gearbox is up to 41. That's not more like it at all. That's quite a lot less like it. So if we just twizzle this, I don't know. There we go. We'll make it so we get the gearbox finished before the race. We'll keep tweaking it up. No, you're not thinking this through. Let's go the other way, because if you're going to use the new gearbox, you're going to need it to be reliable. How about that? Okay, yeah, that should get the gearbox up to a bit higher up. We'll stop back here anyway. We've got a new person available to hire, and that's going to bug me unless I go and have a look. We're not hiring anyone. No, I've got enough mouths to feed as it is. We don't need to continue tweaking any of this rubbish. Right, okay, lots of lovely time off. I don't necessarily want this much time off. I'm just saying. There we go. Right, okay. Ernie Heckle Rock, good uncorruptible Ernie, is in the inbox. He's just letting me know that I've got a vote coming up. Meanwhile, Rachel Noy is asking whether there are changes coming. That's good. And the GMA to meet for the first time this season. 10 bosses. There's no news here. You could at least be asking me, be giving me a heads up on, what are they going to be voting on this time, isn't it? That's pretty exciting, isn't it? Right, okay, the engine's now up to 85%. We'll drop that off the to-do list. 15 now on the gearbox. Okay. I do have a new part in development, don't I? I don't have a new part in development. Well, that's a week I've wasted and we won't soon get back. Right, now, do we go with one of the existing... do we push our engine or gearbox up to the next level in the hope that it beefs us up overall? See, top speed, we've actually started to pull forward a little bit. So with a bit more investment on there, I think we go with we play to our strengths. So let's have a look. Fuel efficiency improved. That's certainly doable. Or right, what do we got here? Extra to build time doesn't really matter. Build time is neither here nor there. That is not a factor. Plus 20 and plus 15 to max. That's not bad. Top speed plus 50. That's quite a bit. That'll be a good one to get in for the tail end of the season for my rollover engine. What else? Build time plus 2, top speed, and then reliability. To be honest, reliability is only going to be a problem if I haven't finished completely tinkering with the thing. So if you're going to take a reliability bonus, you'd do that at the start of the season. I guess I am kind of at the start of the season now. What do we go for? Well, I think we'll take this one. Yeah. Yeah, let's have that. And then, unlocks an additional good component slot. Does it though? It does. Oh, okay. But that doesn't bring us... Oh, I see. We can have 2 goods rather than a good and an average. All right, I can see the sense in that. Top speed plus 25 is better than top speed plus 20. I see. I can do all the maths. Or do we leave it all on the table and put a risky one in here, where top speed plus 50? No, I don't want it. I haven't got the money to chance it being confiscated, withdrawn from service. Right, 1.2 million. We'll have that. Thank you. Yep. Get it built, and then. Yeah, we're kind of we're doubling down, well, if not tripling down, on the engine in the hope that it makes all the difference. It's not going to make all the difference. It might make some difference. Right, we're a couple of days ahead. Let's have a quick look and see where we're up to. Now 68% reliability on the gearbox. That's good. We've got 8 days until we head to Munich. At which point that should be reliable enough to make use of. Is Hayes going to retire? Melinda Hayes of Vittorio Corsa is seriously considering jacking it all in at the end of the season. I'd be amazed if she didn't decide to retire at some point this season, says a close friend of the 37-year-old. Well, that's high drama. Meanwhile, Alvaro Chitar, a new vote has begun, replacing Doha Track B with Track C. Oh wow, this is thrilling. I'm going to stay with abstain because I simply don't care. I'm just gonna hang on until there is a vote I do care about, and then that'll make the difference. Come on, people, get it done. No, we'll do this in the high drama voting fashion. 3 in favour, 4 in favour. There we go. The Doha Track B has been replaced with Track C. Well, that's pretty thrilling stuff. That's that's going to make all the difference to those of you who were fans of the Doha track, something or other. Right, report on the upcoming race. This is 29 lapper, 2.7 miles. Lap record's 125. There is likely to be some rain. Okay. All right, acceleration is the way to go. Well, I'm building an engine, so, doesn't really matter. And here's Vasily Sokolov, who's asking for a telemetry centre. Can we put some money aside for a telemetry centre? Please, can we have one? I'm building at the moment. At the moment, we're working on building whatever this is. Yeah, I couldn't even tell you what it was. We're upgrading the factory to level 2. That's going to be really useful. And we've already got, performance stuff because we've got a test track. So here's the news, Vasily. No, not yet. It shouldn't surprise you because that's pretty much always the news. Anyway, that's him dealt with. Right, the GT Championship, the creme de la creme de la creme de la creme of GT racing, has finished, and it's Ace Carlton who's out on top with the fastest lap bonus and the number 1 pole position qualifying bonus in there as well. And Spartan MRT looking pretty good there. And then you've got Nova Wild in second and Bingo Hazmat in third. Which leaves Brad Karma in second, but not really having done much for his points. He got 1 point, finishing 6th in today's race. So, there's that. As far as teams go, it is Spartan out front ahead of Wolfhagen. So, Spartan getting it done. I think they've probably won this season already. So here's a review here's a preview, I suppose, of Munich. Leo Russo is going into Munich at the top of the table. Can't see Fandango making up too much ground. Russo's driving too well. Russo hoping to follow up her win from the last race. Bulldozer Power GT, managed by Colonel Failure, are predicted to finish around 10th. All right, okay. Which would be seen as a solid result for the Vatican City-based chairman Zhang Li. Anything other than 10th will probably raise the chairman's blood pressure, an anonymous mechanic told us. Anonymous mechanics had better read their contracts and keep their mouths shut. Zhang's in my inbox. I've spotted a number of transactions coming out of the account I find concerning. I'm running the team, Zhang. If this spending pattern continues, you're likely to be very low at the end of the season. Keep an eye on it. I am keeping an eye on it. What I'll also be keeping an eye on is the point at which I come and hit you up for some more cash. So brace yourself for that, because I'm not worried. There's no point in being worried. We've got a lackluster team, and you've got to spend to get out of trouble. Right. No, not the HQ. Car. Let's have a look at the improvement situation. 88% reliability now on this new gearbox. Much better. And it's up to 22 of 24 on that side of things as well. I'll keep it in the reliability system. Might as well keep that improving. The engine is maxed on performance. Nice. And it's got decent reliability as well. So let's go and fit them to the cars. Arturo is angry at the moment. I couldn't care less, Arturo. I'm going to lay that out there for you, is that I really don't care. Engelhardt, have yourself the shinier of the gearboxes that we've got at our disposal, and then everything else is rubbish. Yep, yeah, everything else is pretty much terrible, but that's okay. Yeah, it'll be what it is. The car's awful. There's not a huge amount we can do about it. Okie dokie, so let's choose which lucky individual is going to sponsor us today. We will go with Deutsche Air because we might as well. 11th and above gets us 300k. So be it. That'll be absolutely fine. We're going to burn $1 million plus over the course of this race anyway. No, we're all good. We're all set. We're ready to rock and roll. Let's take ourselves to Germany and we'll stop off in the Black Forest and have some gatto before we hit up the Munich Grand Prix. It's Munich GT, I suppose. There we go. See, Black Forest reference there alongside the track. Now, this is not a top speedy kind of track, so it doesn't really play to our strengths anyway. But it's another race, and we're going to give it our best shot because you would. Okay, right. Practice session. Cloudy is forecast for today's practice. The big trick is going to be if the weather changes. And you see, look, we've got some rain due here. If the weather changes in between qualifying and the race, because you have to start on your qualifying tyres. I know, isn't that going to be exciting? Right, okay, Falco and Arturo, take to your cars. Let's leave it. Let's tweak the setup a little bit. Right, casino. It says you're going to want a little bit more on the front end, which that baffles me a little bit. But we'll start there and see where it gets us. I'll leave everything else alone. You can go on these softs that we've got here, or will you? Oh no! You see, now I'm thinking. Now I'm going like, well, maybe if we went on medium tyres. Oh no! I always get this wrong because there is no true way to get it particularly right. Let's whiz this out, and I think he's wrong, frankly. But there it is. We'll just nudge in that direction and see what we get. Tyre choice, we'll stick with mediums. Yes, Engelhardt, you're going to learn mediums. Which I think is a terrible idea, given that if there's rain, you're likely to switch to intermediates or wets along the course of the journey. Oh well, whatever. Let's give it a spin. Take the practice session and get out there. Yep, we've just done this. I've always felt that this was a little redundant. Right, go on, get out. Go on, off you go. And then you two, go on, out, go. So Engelhardt trying to qualify on these tyres isn't likely to do so well, but if you look at Fandango, who is one of the leaders of the pack, he's also going for mediums, as is Hayes, who we know is retiring. Russo, who won the last race, has gone for soft. So, what conclusions can we draw from this team? None. Yes, I agree. You're absolutely right. We can't draw any conclusions in the slightest from this one. And there's the rain. Well, that started sooner than anticipated. No, I suppose it didn't, did it? Yeah, okay, right. What's it going to do? It's going to keep raining up until 9 minutes have gone, and then the temperature's going to drop as well. Okay, right. Well, let's bring the team in. This handling is spot on. It's not, though, is it? I think we can probably do a bit better than this. It just makes sense to do so. You know what? Let's leave Casino out and see what he does on his default setup. It's not what I'd usually prefer to do, but we'll just leave him another lap to figure things out. He wants the ballast forward, and he wants the ballast forward. All right, okay. There you go. Casino set the fastest lap. Don't get used to that. That's the last time we're ever going to see that. Right, okay, so you gained a bit of knowledge. That's good. Cornering's okay. Handling is great. Speed balance is poor. All right, then. And you want the ballast nearer the front. Well, I find it very hard to believe that they're going to want the ballast right at the front, so we'll do that. We'll take the speed balance towards acceleration a little bit more. And then we'll toughen up the stiff. No, we'll slacken off the stiffness to get them into a bit more oversteer. Except, look at that. Look what that's done to the oversteer. We don't want that. No, that's terrible. Let's go. How about there? What do you think about that? I mean, that's a significant shift from where you were previously. Right, tyre choice. Should we stick them out on intermediates? You got a few minutes more rain, and then it gets sunny again. No, learn the tyres. Learn the tyres. You go out. I know it's not absolutely ideal, but I think you're going to spend more time on medium tyres than you will on intermediates in the upcoming race. That is the gamble I am going to take. You might have a bit of a slippery time here in practice, but that's okay. And whoever this clown is, who is this clown? Oi, clown, who are you? Is that Potassium? Get out of my car. No, seriously, get your own bit of track. I need a bit more acceleration in the car, boss, says Casino, because that's his voice. Right, okay. He wants the ballast shifting forwards. Well, we can do that. Handling, he likes the handling. And the speed balance, he wants more acceleration. All right, fine. Let's whiz that up that way a bit more, and then drop the old gear balance down some, and just we'll tweak the handling a notch, a notch. There you go. And that should be enough so that we get a read on whether oversteer or understeer is what he wants to do. Tyre choice, same system. We'll keep you on what you got. Get back out there. Right, Engers, how's it looking? The track is soggy, but it's going to start drying out. Do we let him do? Yeah, well, that decision I have now removed from myself. He is going to stay out one more lap, but I'm not going to let him complete it. You can come in on this one. And then after he's completed that, we may have just enough time for him to complete a full lap time, so we can see what he's capable of. However, Casino, bizarrely, is currently the third fastest, despite the fact that the car's setup was all over the flipping place. I mean, it was rubbish. But he managed to. Oh no, never mind. No, he's losing out all over the shop now. So you know, forget I said anything. Right, okay, gain a bit more knowledge, high knowledge now, and cornering is good. Handling is only okay. Speed balance is good. All right, let's compare that to this, where the cornering was okay. So even more towards the front end, it looks like. Handling has dropped to okay, so more oversteer. All right, fine. And then speed balance, more acceleration. Right. All right. Let's give you a little bit more on there. Oversteer, isn't it? Wasn't it oversteer we were talking about? Yeah, it was. No, hold on, wait. No, he wants understeer. He wants understeer. Understeer is what he wants. Okay, fine. In which case, go on, head out that way a bit. Oh yeah, oh that's pretty robust. And then we'll shift the balance just a notch more that way. I don't think we're going to go. I'm not going to put all the ballast in the front of the car. It doesn't make any sense. You wouldn't. You just, well, maybe you would. I wouldn't, but maybe you would. And then we want more acceleration. So I don't know. The setup of this car is causing me to have to min-max quite a lot, and that's not what I don't feel comfortable with it. But you know, what the driver wants, the driver gets. You come in at the pits. I don't think you're going to do any better with the setup that you've got, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter. It's all about just trying to get the car as you would like it. Now, I mean, we're not changing up their driving behaviour either. We're just letting them crack on. Fandango's put in a 1:38. If you remember, the lap record was 1:25, so we're still quite a way off when it comes to setting blistering paced times. But it was wet at the start of that session. He's still unhappy with the cornering. The handling has now moved to good. The speed balance has moved to good. All right, well. Okay, well, the handling, he wanted more oversteer. This understeer you've got going on at the moment is not making him happy, so let's go back that way. That's weird. I could have sworn I had that better aligned. Never mind. It is what it is. Let's stick that there, and then continue nudging the ballast towards the front of the car. In fact, you know what? I'm going to max your ballast, and then you can stop griping. And then your gear ratios, you want more acceleration. We're going to put those incredibly short. It just feels wrong. I've said that already, but that's not stopping it from feeling wrong. Right, Engers, how you doing? Come on, Amadeus, rock me sometime. Let's up the tempo a little bit more here. This is only practicing. We've got 3 rounds of flaming qualifying to get through yet. There we go. Yeah, he's starting his flying lap. He might get a chance to record a time. I don't know whether it will be an official time or not, but he is at least going to get to complete the lap. He's got traffic in front of him, which, you know what, overtaking on this track is going to be tricky. Unless you boost at exactly the right points, you're going to have a tough time getting in there. Anyway, Engelhardt, he's managed to put in a 130 some odd, which has got him 7th overall. And you know what? I'm okay with that. 7th overall, it could be worse. I mean, 8th overall, it could still be worse. There are, after all, several more drivers. All right, okay, that's, you know, it's a place to start. It might not be the place we want to start, but it is a place, and we can start there, apparently. Right, good. So that's all the story we have to tell there. But the good news is at least we're on medium tyres, which are more hard-wearing. Right, let's go and check Twitter. All on AMR, better build a better car for Haley Hypnotoad, hashtag pathetic. Italo Chumbita is one of our most loyal fans. Good effort, Bulldozer Power GT. That was a solid practice session. Nice practice session. Yeah, it's all rubbish because it doesn't matter. Every time we've ever practiced, it's made absolutely no difference to how we've done in the race itself. Right, here we go, qualifying, and there is a spattering of rain going on. What's it going to do? It's going to continue raining. Intriguing. The water is the track is only damp at the moment, but it is going to build up a little bit more. I'm very tempted to stick intermediates on, you know. Very tempted. Light-footed super soft tyres, nope. Qualifying trim, might as well. And you might as well have medium tyres as well. I mean, you know, none of this is really going to make a difference to you in your life. Qualifying trim. The mechanic is offering nothing of any use. Cheers their mechanic. But that's because they need to be better friends before we go any further. Right, okay, where did we get to? Cornering, big smiley face. Handling, big smiley face. Okay, well, that's not so bad. That's not so bad at all. Or we could do some weight stripping, I suppose. Where are we? Right, engine and brakes. We can strip some weight from. Well, the engine on Casino's car is not good, so we'll only knock 5 off there, but we'll take 10 off the brakes and hope for the best. On this side of the equation, we'll take. Oh, look at that! Yeah, we'll take a whole bunch off the engine's reliability. Fingers crossed. And then we'll take another 5 off there as well. So we've gained 50 performance. Crumbs. Okay, well that's going to be jolly exciting. Let's hope we don't wreck the car, and if we do, then that's just some good solid drama. Right, okay, continue. Yeah, let's take the qualifying. Let's go. All right, now then, let's pause up for a sec here and evaluate what we're going to get on with. Does that next one look like it's still raining? It's really hard to tell. I think it does. The water on track is going to ease off after 6 minutes. So you know what? We could go out on intermediates, which feels like a bad idea. There's no point. No, let's stay out on this soft stuff. No, okay, right, yeah. Get out on what you've got. I know it's going to be a bit slippery, but it's going to be fine. Don't worry. Right, and what we're going to hope is that the rain eases off because based on the water on track predictatron here, it looks like it's easing off. And honestly, at this stage, it really doesn't matter too much whether I qualify high or not. Right, because we might get the chance for 2. We might get a chance for two spins at this. Tyres are very cold right now. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I hear you. Yep, starting your flying lap. And we're away. Right. Both cars booting it around the track. I mean, it's only a scattering of rain that we've got going on. But you know, there is rain nonetheless. I think we've made the right call. The track is not that damp. Both my drivers doing quite well. Who's this coming up between them? Because whoever it is, they are clearly faster than we are. Okay, there we go. Casino slightly faster than Engelhardt. Both of them well off the pace. And they're dropping down because everybody else has gone on intermediates. What am I supposed to do with that? I mean, it'll only make a difference if we fail to make the qualification threshold, which of course we have. Right, okay, don't hang around. Get out there, tyre choice, stick with it, off you go. Go straight back out. I don't know if you're going to have time or not. Let's hope you do. I don't think he is. I don't think he's got enough time. Go on, get out there. Right, Engelhardt. Put your freaking foot down, man. We're going to need you to get on the money pretty flipping swiftly if we're going to get anywhere near having a qualifying run. Tyres are hot at the moment. I'll be quiet. Yeah, you're never happy about the temperature of your tyres. Alright, no, he hasn't got time to get in before the flag, but the fact that he's on a qualifying lap, I don't know if that's going to count or not. Please hold. I suspect not. I strongly suspect not. But he got over the line just in time to start a lap before they called the session. What we now need to understand is whether that's going to count for anything. And it did, and we qualified. Get in. Right, okay, that worked. That we could only manage a fairly low down place there. That's not great. Anyway, Casino's out, whatever. Alongside Jeff Kickery, Ian Hayes, Julie Disorderly, and Freddie Potassium. They also failed to qualify for stage 2. Well, sucks to be them, doesn't it? Right, okay, moving on. Let's move on to the second stage here. Now, this is the point at which we usually get knocked out. So be it. C'est la vie. And we're gonna make this make it a good one. Right, what are we rocking today then, team? We're going to leave the car alone. You've had your chance to make it better, or in fact different. Forecast is dry. Right, now then, I'm going to send them out on mediums, just in case we make it through. I don't think we will, not on mediums. Or will we? No, let's send them out on soft. We'll use these ones that we've already torn up a little bit. And then in the third stage of qualifying, then we'll stick with our more robust tyres, since we'll have to take them into the race. So we'll see how we get on with that, but you never know. Right, okay, here we go. Warming up on our out lap here. We do need to qualify if we're going to. Well, I mean, we've got like one extra space that we could occupy to get knocked out. If we're the fastest non-qualifier, then we do make the sponsorship objective. Which would be nice, given that money is not something we have in abundance at present. Anyway, right, he's off, he's running. Somehow Fandango has set the time, but I suspect that's the fastest time from the previous session, so who really knows? Right, as soon as he's got his lap in, there it is, 1:37. Right, we're going to endeavour to play the same manoeuvre again. We'll just switch over the tyres this time. We'll put mediums on, and then fire him out the door. I don't know why I'm putting mediums on exactly. And he's now off the pace. He's not fast enough, but if we're quick, be quick there, Engers. Then we will get another stab at this. Put your foot down, son. If we don't get another stab at it, there's no real loss. To be honest, on medium tyres, I'd be extremely surprised if we got another swing at this one. And therefore, we're going to be starting somewhat lower down the grid. But it is what it is. You play to give it a go. There we go. He's got a stab at it. The real question is going to be, can he beat his previous time by what's that, 0.05 of a second? Because that's all it's going to take to knock Hypnotoad down another level. On these tyres, I'm really honestly not feeling it. But you never know. You do know. Oh, there we go. Didn't make it. No matter. No matter. It is what it is. Russo qualifies fastest in this session, which is lovely for Team Nordhagen. They're going to be thrilled to bits from that. Obviously. Yeah, we'd all be thrilled to bits, wouldn't we? No, isn't that just delightful? Anyway, there we go. Engelhardt's out. He finished in 12th overall. Right, so we're running the final qualifying session here in a simulated fashion. We're going to get plenty of opportunity to watch cars going around the track. We don't need to watch them when we're not even on the track. Fandango's out front ahead of Russo, ahead of Trial. They've all now come into the pits. They're going to try and... Are they going to squeak another one? 8 and 10. Black and Cout and Onion are still having a go. Here's Black and Cout. He's the last one to make any difference. Didn't make a difference. And there it is. Qualifying session ends and Fandango's out front. So let's go social media. Julie Disorderly, nowhere near good enough to drive in the GT Challenger Series, says Beth Mendoza, quarterbacking there from the safety of Twitter. Samuel Aragona, Asina Artura has got no chance. Bulldozer Power suck. Oh, whatever. Falco, not the best qualifying session today, but Colonel Failure will have a good race strategy. Hashtag keep the faith. No, we sacked Faith a while ago. Prudencio Rivas Lavine had a great day in the stands at Munich. Bulldozer Power GT did okay. Not on P1, but you can't ask for everything, lol. So be it. Chihan, or Sihan Engela. Bulldozer Power GT is so much better than Scanstrom GT. Even their colours are better, lol. Motor Racing Magazine, Leo Russo sitting top of the drivers, whatever. XBC Sport, the top two drivers are Leo Russo and Clem Fandango. Good, let's hope they crash into each other. So it's race day, starting out with a little bit of a cloud in the sky. Okay, cloud in the sky is all right. Let's bang some juice into here. Race trim and medium tyres. Ooh, or do we? Tricky. That's the thing, is I don't know which way we should go. Do we want to get out there early? Yes, we do. Right, there we go. It's a plan. And we're going to do it. I think we're going to do it with both of them. Oh, it doesn't matter. We don't have the choice as far as Falco's concerned. Right, car setup. Hold on, tyre choice soft. That isn't what I just said, is it? Oh, we haven't chosen the tyres yet. We only chose the what's it. I really do know what I'm doing, obviously. Change setup, tyre choice. Now then, are you going to, if I tell you to go out there and get it done, are you going to get it done? Or do we stick you out there on rougher tyres, on these mediums, because you do get a performance increase on them. It'll keep you out there a bit longer. I mean, what are we talking here? 10 to 12 versus 14 to 16. It is quite a lot longer. And then come in and then go for a speedy one later. I think we stay out. Fuel options. We're going to need to... well, we're obviously going to need to drop the fuel. If we go for 16 overall... Yeah, that feels good. Allows us to burn the fuel a little bit less efficiently. I don't know. It's a very tricky one to call. But there we go. I've made my choice. And then on Casino's car, we're going to go with, you can have Senor Speedy where the tyres are concerned. I know you're starting further back, and therefore, you know, this is a high-risk caper. You've got 10 laps of fuel. Feel free to drink it all by about lap 8. If you can stay out till 8, that'd be good. Right, driver style, kill. Let's keep you medium. Maybe medium high. There. Alright, there it is. I've made my plan. So it's Fandango Russo out on the front row, ahead of Frankie Trial and Long Jim Whitehouse, the Scanstrom driver there. D Nice and Retro Guy are on the third row, ahead of Laszlo Hipbone and Jay Blackencout, who is sporting an injury. Kangaroo Kartaz is on the fifth row for Marshall GT, alongside Jack Onion. Haley Hypno Toad is on sixth row, alongside your man, Falco Engelhart. In 13th is Fuegus Manny and Frida Potassium in 14th. Tallulah Crouton and Freddie Potassium there on the 8th row. Julie Disorderly, Ian Hayes on the 9th. Jeff Kickery and hero of the hour, Arturo Casino, who's going to try and overtake absolutely everybody, back in 20th. 4 reds. And they're off. So we're going to keep our eye on Casino to kick things off, because he's got the aggressive strategy. We're simply going to try and make sure that Engelhart can stay out for as long as possible. He's managed to achieve absolutely nothing. Oh, who's that? That's Potassium. Couldn't tell you if it was Freddie or Frida, but whichever one it is, they went off pretty wide there at the first corner. That's going to have done their tyres an awful lot of good. Casino really not... he's not chancing it at the moment. He has got full charge on his battery, I don't know. We'll activate the afterburners there as soon as the opportunity presents itself, and see if that can get us a result. He's making a move. Got 18th. There you go. Activate. Hit the button, man. There you go. I've given him full control over his own destiny with that regard. It's not going to enable itself until we pass the finish line here, but he's away. He's immediately spent it alongside pretty much everybody else. Everybody's just gone, yeah, afterburners, that's what it's about. Anyway, he's worked his way up kind of to a little bit higher there. Engelhart still sat on the afterburner button. Let's do it now. Go, activate, hit the button. Go on, man. That's it. Oh, he's gone wide. Hasn't managed to make anything happen there. What a legend. What a hero. He's really, really terrific stuff there. And he manages to secure the position that he had initially. Well done there. Well done. We'll take manual control over that, because they're clearly not to be trusted, as we up the tempo, and Clem Fandango sets the fastest lap. Because he is oh so special, is Clem Fandango. Isn't he just marvellous? Meanwhile, we do have Casino making a move on his teammate. We're going to ease off on the tyre wear there, because he's completely mincing them at the moment. Arguably, our tyres for Engelhart are just a smidge on the cold side. Let's get him pushing just a little bit to try and make a difference there. Casino goes through. That's good to see. I tell you what, you can have your own turbo booster there, Sunshine. See if you can make something happen. His tyres are roasting at the current time. Let's have a quick look at the weather. Currently looks like it's going to stay dry for a little while at least, and that's super duper. Right, we'll tell him not to be quite so aggressive with the engine. Conserve the tyres a bit. Got to get the tyre temperature down, because he's going to get nothing unless he can make that happen. And we'll switch drivers. He's down to 13th, which is where Engelhart started. But you'll see that all of the drivers on medium tyres are in the lower half of the table. Engelhart's tyres are actually holding up really quite nicely. So the strategy is what the strategy is. The question's going to be whether he can do anything with it. Potassium's way back, following that off on the first corner, but then it's as Casino is the next worst soft compound driver as Engelhardt goes through. Having to conserve the tyres has clearly taken its toll there. I really don't want my two drivers challenging one another. That's not exactly desirable, but if Casino can act as a blocker to give Engelhardt some breathing space, and both Onion and Kartaz are in the pits, not entirely sure why, but they are. Meanwhile, it does look very much like we're going to have to bring Casino in. He's got 2 laps of fuel left, but his tyres are fading very fast indeed, and that's going to be due to it being unchecked, running at very high temperature for a lap and a bit there. Will he hold out? I mean, is there any sense in keeping him out one more lap? No, there really isn't. We'll tell him to come in. Right, come in and then switch to mediums. Fuel options. We will get you up to. No, let's put 12 and a bit laps of fuel in. 13 feels good. Parts all look okay. Although the suspension is taking a bit of a beating. Obviously, we weight stripped the brakes and the engine, but the good news is the gearbox seems to be in one place. Do we want to charge up the turbo booster? How much time is that going to add? 3 seconds. No, we'll leave it alone. You can go out. You can take a balanced stop. We're not going to be too chancy on that one, and we'll switch to our lead driver. While that happens, whose tyres are starting to heat up, so we'll ease them back again. He's got quite a bit of air. He's got 2 seconds ahead of him before Hypnotoad, who is the fastest driver currently using the medium compound tyres, and this is where we're going to find out whether this approach is actually appropriate. Because if we can't, if we can take one fewer pit stop. Then the news is all good. But if we have to take the same number of pit stops as everybody else, then the news is not good. The news is bad. Engelhardt moves up to 7th as quite a few drivers now enter the pits, and well, this is where you squeaky bomb time, I believe people sometimes refer to it, where you kind of go, oh, is this going to make a difference? He's holding his distance from Hypnotoad. He's not really closing her down. Him, her, could be either, maybe both. No, so it's Haley, isn't it? So, yeah, her. Not closing Hypnotoad down at all as the remainder of the drivers start to come in. You've only got Fandango, Manny and Nice still out there on their original tyre set. Although Freddie Potassium, Potassium, who can't take corners, is also still out on the track. Well, you know, there it is. Casino's back out on the track now, and he's in last. So that's that. And he not only is he in last, he's 10 seconds off the pace. Well, I think he should possibly get used to that locale. He's going to be there for a bit longer. Anyway, Engelhardt, he's got, what are we looking at here? 38% left in the tyres, 5 and a bit laps of fuel. That's okay. He's got 2 seconds over Hayes. This is all right, and he's closing down on Hypnotoad. Well, this is a turnip for the books. The tyre temperature is right on the money, maybe just a smidge higher than we'd like, but I see no reason to change that up. Not right now, anyway. Let's have a look at the weather. Weather looks fine. 19 laps remaining. And Hypnotoad takes the lead, but she now only has less than a second's gap ahead of man of the hour Engelhardt, who is going to give it the cheese. Here we go. He possibly wasted it there. Haley instigated her cheese a little later than we did. No, there we go. Cheese applied. We'll save some of it. And we're out in front. Disorderly's gone into the pits with some kind of mechanical difficulty needing to be tended to. But it is the other Potassium those tyres are in the best condition at the moment. And that could lead to a situation. Can we stop for fresh tyres soon? Yeah, you can. I'm going to keep you out one more lap, despite the fact I should really bring you in now. I don't know how that. Yeah, as soon as I see that hit 20, I'll hit the button. Right, hitting the button now because there is only one more run to go there. We're on lap 12 of 29, so you are going to need to pit at least twice more, unless you go really, 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 really careful on those medium tyres. It would have been nice to see, actually, who was actually cancelled. What's everybody else come out on? Well, it's the soft tyre crew again. I'll tell you what. Right, yeah, pit. Come in, have spangly tyres, and then once you've finished that session, we'll see how many laps there are left to go before deciding which tyres to put on. They see, look, that's a well thought out bit of strategy. That is 9 laps, 10 laps. I think 10 will probably be enough. I think 10 will probably be enough as far as fuel is concerned. Let's go one more because we always want to be a little bit careful. Right, brakes are on 57, that's okay. Suspension's on 59, that's okay too. Everything else looks absolutely fine. We're not going to charge the battery. We're not going to take any chances. We're just going to try and get it done. So the tyres now are they're pretty awful. Hypnotoad's got into the pit. Haze and Onion are both back in the pit again. And we've got a 5-second gap ahead of Potassium, who will have to pit after us, as will Crouton and Kickery. So it's Fandango that we're looking at, and we will come out of our pit stop behind Fandango, possibly behind Manny, I would say, is where we're quite likely to come out, but it does remain to be seen. Englehart's in. Maybe one more. Yeah, dropped another one and another one. Hypnotoad's taken the same approach as us. Blackencout's out after his first pit stop, yeah, running on medium tyres. So still 3 drivers to come in for their first stop. Retro Guy is out on his second run, but all of these soft compound folks, they're already halfway through the life of their tyres. We are overall 6 seconds behind Hypnotoad, which is a bit disappointing. Not entirely sure why we dumped so much time there. I know our pit crew is not the best, but 6 seconds feels like quite a bit. Casino, meanwhile, for those of you who care, is now in 17th, and his tyres are a bit cold, so let's get him to heat them up some. He's got over half the life of his tyres left to go. I haven't looked at him for ages. He could have been running out of fuel, and I would have never known. Well, until he told me, I'm out of fuel, boss. It's all very sad. The weather still looks clear in the run-in at the moment. I'm not too sure about lap 22, but it does look like it might stay clear. Fandango's out in front ahead of Russo. Got a 3.5 second gap going on there. We've managed to move into 11th, and we've got 3 seconds over Cartaz. We're just behind Blackencout, but Blackencout has got slower tyres than us, because he sucks and we're awesome. So I might go for. No, there he goes. He's just pulled the trigger on his electrocution system, and we'll use the free air that gives us to try and close him down a little bit before we pull our own in order to overtake. That's the plan. We're sticking with it for the moment, and with a bit of luck, that'll get the mayhem fully into operation. Casino's gone through his tyres very, very quickly, which is not ideal, and I think he's on course for another lackluster weekend. But I think he's been on that course for quite some time. Right, push the button as soon as you feel like it, there, Chief. Anytime you like. Come on, close this joker down. There we go. He's applied the necessary as he gets the overtake on. It looks like Trial and Whitehouse there, both pitted. He's made his move. He's managed to close Blackencout down very nicely, but he hasn't done enough to get past. But surely, given the other drivers' fading tyres and the fact that there's not an awful lot left in them, then you know, that's going to be something that works out. Anyway, coming in, well, you're going to have to go out on mediums again there, son. And it's a poor state of affairs. But there it is. You know, you're coming in. Your suspension's shot. Your brakes aren't pretty. Your engine's so-so, but the gearbox is still somewhat. Go on, get it done. Right, Casino from 13th. But we're not going to follow Casino in 13th. We're going to follow Engelhardt, who is not in 13th. Engelhardt is in 9th. As Casino makes his pit stop. And there you go, can't juice it up. Yeah, that's smashing. And he's out, he's away. No mistakes. And 16th as far as pit ranking time is concerned, but he's re-entered the race in last. But we should expect to see Hayes and Disorderly drop below him when they come in for their final stop. Everybody's going to be on a two-stopper here. I don't think anybody's going to get away with one stop. Meanwhile, Falco's now up to 8th as Russo's come in for her stop. But she's going to go breezing past when he comes in for a tyre replacement. The challenge now is simply going to be, can we stay out long enough? We definitely can. This is going to be a very nice quick stop to make the last changes necessary to run into the end of the race. So Engelhardt's pit strategy is working out very nicely. Going easy on things initially has done well. He's now up to 2nd and he's got life left in his tyres. He's going to spend some time out front once again, but he's only got 3 seconds over Fandango. You know, he's really not going to be in the running for the top of the table for very long. He'll probably come out around 9th is where I'm looking right now. Yeah, that's where we're likely to end up is around 9th place. Engelhardt's closing him in. I beg your pardon. Fandango is closing in on him rapidly, and he's not going to stay out here for long. Casino's got a problem with his brakes. Well done, good job. Conserve your tyres a little bit. I don't know why you roasted them so fast. And this is what you get. I mean, the car is so much faster. Fandango's car is just blisteringly fast compared to Engelhardt. There's nothing we can do about that. Although we are holding him up, which is proving to be, you know, somewhat satisfying. Don't let him through. No, ram him. Check my afterburners. Right, we're going to have to come in this lap. You haven't quite... Well, you probably could get one more lap out of it, but we don't need to. It's this lap is the one that we're going for. Fuel options, you're going to have 5 laps left after this one. So we'll put 8 worth of fuel in, because we always use way more fuel than we should do. Pit strategy, let's keep it balanced. There's no sense in ruining our opportunities at this late stage. But as mentioned, I'm expecting to drop 25-26 seconds overall, which puts us back out behind Hypnotoad, who's on medium tyres. So we do have the opportunity to close her down. And we will be on the freshest of fresh rubber. There are only 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers who have not made their second pit stop. And an Engelhardt comes in now. And what we're looking for here is no mistakes. That all looks pretty good. Where are we coming out? 13th. Re-entering the track at 13th, just behind Black and Cow, although he's already put a bit of a dent in his tyre reliability. We'll pick up 2 places as Potassium and Crouton take their pit stop, and as Kickery comes in as well, we'll pick up 3 places. But the question is, do we have the gumption to close down Hypnotoad in the closing session of this race? Stay out on the track, Casino. I'm not bringing you in. No. Look, you've got a fighting chance to get more points than very, very few indeed. I'm keeping you out there. You might say that that's harsh, but it isn't. Right, there we go. Engelhardt's first overtaking manoeuvre done as we get a pit overtake there, and we're up to 12th. Remember, one more place here and we do hit our sponsor objective. And that would be super. But what we're looking at here is the gap between Engelhardt and probably Hypnotoad, to be honest. She's doing very well holding off the field, but you can see she's constantly dropping back from the lead, but then so are we. So I really shouldn't celebrate that too hard. We're saving it all for a big push now, because we've got to get it done. And you know what? I think Potassium might be able to make it to the end of the race, because there's only 3 laps to go. Kickery also might be able to make the end of the race. The tyres still look pretty capable, and I don't know what kind of voodoo they've pulled on their engine, but they've managed to hold those tyres in shape for the entire race. Nuts. Oh well, there's 2 places I'm not going to get. So now we have to hope that someone out front makes a mess of it. Trial, maybe. It's very hard to say. Casino's been complaining for the last couple of laps. He wants to up his engine burn, and I think, you know what, we'll do the same as well. His brakes are feeling strange. No, just ignore it. There's not long enough left for it to be worthwhile. Hold it together. There we go. 2 drivers coming into the pits. Potassium and Trial both coming into the pits. This is the only opportunity we've got left now, and it pays off. We're up to 11th, which is where we want to be. Well, I mean, we want to be quite a lot higher than 11th, but we won't be. So where we are now is good enough. This is very promising. Kickery potentially could come in, but it feels really unlikely with this being the last lap. Falco's just set his personal best. Well done, Falco. And that's the 10th place driver just ahead of him. Throw caution to the wind. Kill Frenzy. Let's go. That's Blackenkout. We've closed them down. I imagine his tyres are all over the show right now. We don't know how much battery he's got, but this is it. We've got to make it happen. Come on, son. Boot it. Go on. We want 10th. 10th is that's the place. Go on. And there we go. Taking 10th place on the final lap. Engelhardt there, making it happen. In your face, Blackenkout. And we're cruising now over the finish line, and that's not bad at all. Let's go and see what Casino's feeling like. There you go. Let's activate all of your buttons as well. There you go. You're in as well. What's this we really need to be doing better? You really need to be doing better. You're a shocking driver, and I know your car is equally disturbing, but you're the one driving it. So let's not be pointing fingers at anybody else. Fandango wins the race. Hooray! So there we go. Here's the history of the tyres, and Engelhardt's initial run there kept him out really quite long. But if you look at both Potassium and Kickery, they did extraordinarily well to stay out for as long as they did. Potassium just having to come in with a couple of laps remaining, which cost them a little bit of time. But Kickery managing to get 6th place. It was at the back of the track for a very long time, but did manage to hold it together on a single stop strategy. Miraculous. Casino strategy was fine, apart from the fact that he just didn't have the tyres to get through to the end. And as you can see from Trial here, Trial went in a lap earlier and had to come in for replacement tyres. Why they came in for mediums is beyond me. But they did. So, call whatever nonsense you like out of that. But the top drivers, actually, Fandango, Russo, Nice, all did 3 stints on the soft compound tyres, as did Hitbone, as did Manny, clearly believing that they had enough temperance to make those tyres last the duration, which indeed they did. They got 12 laps out of that one. Gracious. Well, I wouldn't have thought it possible, but there it is. We rarely get more than a couple of laps out of anything at all. Scrutiny is taking place. Obviously, we have nothing to be afraid of because we are squeaky clean. And there you go. There's the results. Fandango, first overall, got the qualifying time, got pole position. Oh yeah, everybody loves the greatest driver in the world, Clem Fandango. Right, so Falco drops another place in the standings overall, but that's largely because he was high up based off his fifth place finish in the debut race of the season. So he's still normalising out his position. Tied with Jeff Kickery for Nicholson, and that's fine. Casino is down in 17th. I think he's better than Hayes and Disorderly, certainly, and even with Jack Onion. So hopefully we'll be able to hang in there to a degree. In the the team championship, that puts us 8th overall, just a point behind Nicholson Racing. I think we can challenge them, but we're going to need better parts than we've got now because the cars are the problems. There we go. So Clara Notar Santi. Okay. Nicholson Racing need to get their act together. # specialists in failure. I think you'll find that's me. Clem Fandango. Oh, well, that wasn't a bad way to spend a Sunday afternoon. Oh, you're so casual. Freddie Potassium had a few good tussles at 150 miles per hour out there. Life in the midfield can be fun. # racer. # excuses. Good. Right. Well, we've done worse. And that was last week. This week, we didn't do worse. We did better this week. And that's nice, too. Come on, loading screen. I'm trying to fill the entirety of your time here with some kind of pithy content before we get back to see the drivers. There you go, look. How has this affected us overall, one may very well ask. Well, we've gained a few bits of stat there for Engelhardt. Casino gains nothing because he's a default driver. Our marketability increases a little bit, and the chairman is still happy. Excellent work. I've been Colonel Failure. Thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you for your support of Bad Company. I look forward to the next race, where I imagine we'll do about as well as we have this week. I'll catch up with you very soon. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.